trying to keep it stable, leading from a place of fear.
So I'm just gonna
So
read
does it
off
climb?
essentially my thoughts when I first beat it, because it has been about 3 months, almost 3 months now since I beat it, and this is why, even in terms of outside of the podcast, I have started to really lessen up on talking about Persona 5. But after seeing the ending, I think I get it now. I think I get why 5 is the only one to me. Persona 5 is the only one to me now that sticks out like a sore thumb in my eyes. A group of individuals, judged unfairly by society and ways, in an unjust world, setting to make it right and change things for the better. The protagonist and antagonist being mirrors of one another, right down to the powers. The other world entity using you and eventually being your foe that gave up on humanity. Society coming to the aid of the main cast in their darkest hour and resulting in the ultimate power that undoes the final boss. And the group, after everything, no longer using their special powers, changing the reality they live in with their own hands. All of this applies to both Persona 5 and Metaphor. Here's the difference. Persona 5 says you're outcasts. Persona 5 says the two special power users were at odds with one another. Persona 5 says its otherworld entity gave up on society. Persona 5 says society is with you to the end. Persona 5 says your friends work to make change happen without special powers. Metaphor shows all of that. From the get-go, you're an Elda, and you see the discrimination in person, as well as around you with the kingdom literally hanging other races in public, and refugees in slums all around you. Luis and the prince, both of them driven by the injustice in the world to right the wrong, and they show you their ideologies and why they oppose each other. The prince's dad, he gave up on reality because the entire game you were shown the world an idealist such as him was dealing with, and a world that broke him. The people follow the prince as their king because you traveled the world, aiding those in need, working to set things right, and other people along the way stood by your side to rally the masses in favor of your group rather than Luis. Everyone is given occupations in the after story that changes the world in about 2 years from what it once was. Even the king going out of the palace to hear the pleas of the people, venturing out into the world to help those in need with his title eventually. Metaphor shows you this world and why things have been as they are. But Persona 5 tells you why things have been as they are. Like, you ever find it odd that in 3, its events have been the focus well before the protagonist set foot in that dorm? Or how in 4, it only had 2 mysteries the whole time, and every new character added a piece to the whole puzzle? But 5 just felt like every new arc felt like they needed to have new reasons to just drag out the story more? How about the focus of the metaverse being forgotten, waited until the endgame? Except for instances where it's best suited in the story arc in the main character's favors. And even then, you never see who was actually changed by the thieves after they were dealt with unless they were a woman. Like, why do you think every guy who made their lives harder suddenly just popped up out of nowhere in Persona 5? And in the end, they just never showed back up afterwards until one moment in the end game. That to me, it just feels like Metaphor feels like Persona will just never come close to actually topping that game. Not even when they come out, for when they come out with 6. I mean, look, Persona can say as much as they want. The world is just gonna fall in ruin. But if you're not gonna actually show the giant Majora's Mask meteor falling in the fucking sky, or the ancient weapons waking up, or the countless people dying at the hands of a corrupt billionaire who will resort to genocide just to kill a freedom fighter rebellion, how is the player going to actually feel what the story wants them to? Like, the more I think about it, and even now, it just makes more sense the more I think about it. Like, this to me, like, this whole thing, after beating Metaphor and everything, just. This was just like the last piece of the puzzle I needed. Because it just let me finally rest and give Persona 5 a fucking, like, just stop dealing with it. Because this entire time, before this game, I was just like, why couldn't this game be the way it is, or why do I have such a major problem with this game? Just with Persona 5, the black and white viewpoints, the hair mingle, the co-workers saying they're friends, the combat, the faulty accuracy of the thematic power system they created, the personalities, the different story arcs, all of it. It's all done in a game directed by the exact same person who had no strengths. Like, 5 felt like the director and the rest of the team, for that matter, in their own ways, were forced to make a game like that because otherwise it just turned away a pre-existing audience. But Metaphor just felt like it wanted its own audience. And that's why I think a number of Persona fans just don't want to talk about it or just flat out hate it. Same reason why people just flat out loathe Teen Titans Go. Because the game wasn't made for Persona fans, and Persona fans got pissed off because of that.
I totally agree. Honestly, I think that that last part holds a ton of weight. Honestly,
Yeah, it does.
because it literally, I want to direct you back to when not Persona, when Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out, and people got mad that this isn't like Persona. I
This is
thought this
Persona
series was,
5 without the heart.
yeah, I thought this
Yep.
series is what Persona 5 was inspired by. It is, but Persona is the side series.
Mm.
It's
It
yeah,
just got so big it ended up becoming the quote unquote main series.
right.
Yeah.
And that, again, that's also here's the thing. That's not me sucking off SMT because I don't vibe with the SMT that hard.
Honestly,
You know,
same.
I know. When I see that they work for the side for Sora, people immediately default to, oh, you're just a SMT elitist or something. I was like, no, no, I don't really care about SMT. I really don't. I think they're fine, but I'm not, oh my gosh, SMT 5 came out, I have to play it right now. You know, I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan. I just think it's just a weird disconnect, right?